like to invite two guests up on stage. Mark, who's the founder of All Things. Mark, very welcome up on stage. And Ansi from Finnish Rakli, which is the real estate owners organization. Welcome to Stockholm and on stage.
Thank you.
Applause are nice. Hey, Ansi.
Thanks. Hi.
So first, just a couple of words. What is All Things for the ones that don't know?
All Things is a Swiss company and also now in Germany. What we do is we basically create a platform which allows asset managers to equip their buildings with, with applications that the tenants can use. And it's basically like an app store for buildings. So you can basically put all the suppliers, all the different functions that you want to integrate and offer to the tenants. And I think the main difference is to a lot of other systems you have out there which are focusing on the property management side. Ours is really focusing on the asset manager. So we allow them to build digital assets which you can then monetize in the future.
Okay. Ansi, what is Rakli doing?
So Rakli is a Finnish association of property owners. Basically, we have all the professionals who are working with the properties in Finland as our members, and we are really pushing the industry transformation on in Finland.
And you're sitting kind of like in the epicenter, what happens in the Finnish industry and seeing all these property technologies. What are some of the things that you see in Finland that you think are exciting and that you can share with the audience?
I think there is many interesting things going on in Finland, and one of the issues I'm really proud of is Rakli's board announcement that we are stop using the pens. Basically, our board says that we just want to drop our pens. We are not using those anymore. And we want to put on digital signings on every and single document we are using in the industry.
And so here we said about the industry is traditional, maybe. Would you say that the Finnish industry is traditional as well?
Yeah, of course it's traditional a bit. And I think yesterday I was discussing with our forerunners in Helsinki, and one of the issues they are most afraid is the sharing of data.
Yeah.
And as we have heard that, come on, we are old industry, and Sofia says that everything is monitorized and censored, but still people feels that I don't want to show my notebook to you because you might see that it's empty.
Germany and Switzerland, two really interesting real estate markets. What are some of the trends you see there?
Well, what we see is, the Expo Real is right now in Munich, so what you can see is that's like the biggest real estate fair, one of the biggest ones in the world, and what you can see there really is like this digital thing is completely in the center of all the discussions. Of course, there's a lot of other things happening. You have a lot of demand for residential. You have a lot of, in the commercial space, there's a lot of stuff happening, all kinds of issues. But like the digital part is kind of in the center.
Any special technologies or things that comes across especially strong?
Yeah, well, I think it's just like here. Just like Max presented before. We have kind of the whole range of stuff that is kind of implemented now. So I wouldn't say that there's any difference from Germany to other places, And I think it's more about kind of how fast does the real estate industry adopt these technologies. And specifically in Germany, maybe let me ask you a question. Have you ever fallen in love with someone whose language, where you don't have a common language? If you ever did, right, these awkward moments in the beginning when you're kind of speaking to each other and you don't understand each other, kind of the love is mutual, but you don't really, how do you communicate? So it took some time to kind of develop that common language between the real estate world, as you said before, very traditional, and us, coming really from the tech world, and specifically in our case, we're a spin-off from the ETH in Zurich, like one of the best and highest-ranked tech universities in Europe. So it really took some time to actually, kind of find the common language to actually make that love work.
But what would you do then? By strike of a magic wand, you have a new job next Monday, and now you're the CEO of a very large real estate company. What would you bring with you from sort of seeing technology side, both of you?
First of all, I would start with just throwing our people out. go out and feel. Don't talk to any real estate people for 1 week. I think that would be a good start, and that's something we try to do. Try to, like you say, to open real estate for the wider tech community and bring those people to talk to the same language. And I would start with that one.
Mark?
I think I would focus on something that is very tangible and real in the beginning. What you always see is, I call them the 4 apocalyptic horsemen of PropTech. It's whenever you go to these conferences, you always have like IoT, blockchain, VR, and so on as like the big highlights, and most of the people in the audience really don't know exactly what it means. And I think it makes sense to kind of get into this thinking, but for me, it would be much more relevant to kind of start with what we have today, you know, where you can really add value today. And this is also what we are focusing on with all things, you know. So we really take what's
that's
there.
that's quite interesting. Often it's used as a futurist speaks about it first, then it's
Exactly.
a consultant trying to sell you something, right?
Yeah.
But after a while, there are people like, we're going to meet Dacia later on, people that have done it, it works, and it's for real. And that's when the industry sort of gets on the bandwagon.
Right.
And if I would be the CEO of a large real estate company, I would be very, very curious, but don't believe the hype.
Exactly.
Some of the things that are most exciting right now, when you talk to your members and what are highest on their agenda, what are some of the things you see, Anssi?
I think what we are seeing actually in Helsinki and in Finland particularly is the people are start talking about the platforms, and I strongly believe those are kind of interesting issue in what we are seeing, that people are slowly recognizing also in the real estate industry that there might be something on the platform. I don't know what it is, but there might be something.
And what do you do to help them?
To actually think that what we are doing at the end of the November, we are going to the Slush, and we are having there a side event, and we are bringing people from the other industries to kind of help us with the platform issues. And then there is the other issue that we have a Prime Minister-led flagship project in Finland, and there we are also speeding up the digitalization, and it's kind of public sector and private sector and academics combined together, trying to learn and see what there is going on in the platforms.
What is most exciting for you now?
Well, as you know, we're one of the founders of the GPTI. For us, it's
what is the GPTI?
The GPTI is the German PropTech initiative, so it's kind of the Nordic PropTech initiative you have here. You know, basically now in every European country you have one. There's even kind of a summary of this, an umbrella organization called the European PropTech Initiative. So it's basically connecting all the different founders of PropTechs across Europe, also very much connecting to the US as well, to basically help the PropTech scene as a whole, you know, to develop. And for us, it's really the acceleration. You know, like 2 years ago, actually last year we started it, and then when the first time the PropTech scene was mapped, we had something like 20 PropTechs like 18 months ago, you know, which were kind of known in the German-speaking area. I think now it's like 250. So it's really exploding. And if you look at the exponential curve, if you put the exponential curve on a logarithmic scale, it's linear, but then you can just see kind of how the time frames are it's just accelerating incredibly fast, you know. So we can really see also money coming in from VCs from the US. So I get calls every week from like really big venture capital firms who would never picked up the phone like a year ago, now really going into PropTech. You know, they see this is kind of a 220 trillion industry, and there's a lot of, you know, as you said before, it's a kind of the new Klondike, right? So there's a lot of gold which needs to be lifted.
So thank you very much for sharing. You're going to be here during the day. We're going to see you on the stage later on, and then hear more about all things and what you're doing. So thank you very much.
Thank
you.
Anssi, Mark.
Thank you.
Thanks.